this computer. Oh,
Okay, got it. Okay.
hi, this is Heidi, and I am talking here with Eugenia Brumm. She is new to our chapter, but certainly not new to ARMA. Eugenia, could you tell me a little about yourself?
Okay, I've been in records management since forever. I started working as a records manager in 1978. Oh my gosh. And outside of Salt Lake City, Utah, in a town called Ogden for a brand new company, a division of Westinghouse. And I was number 54 person hired. And back then, there wasn't even a chapter in Salt Lake City. So in 1980, the chapter formed and I joined. So I've been a member of ARMA really almost ever since. But I've had a number of jobs in records management, and I've loved every single job that I've had. I've been working for academia. I taught at the University of Texas. I taught records management. I worked in corporate America. I worked as a consultant, and I've also delivered a number of short courses for George Washington University and as an adjunct faculty at Simmons. I love the field. It has been very, very good for me and to me, and has kept me on my toes because of the many changes over the years. You can imagine when I started in 1978, it was all paper.
Right.
And so in a sense, I said to people, I've been fortunate in growing with the technology. People coming into it today have to learn everything from scratch. But if you learn it slowly, incrementally, it's a lot easier. And in that sense, I was fortunate because I was on that like leading edge, learning things as they were coming out in the field. So I guess that's a little bit of information about me. I've been in the field for over 35 years. After working at Western Zirconia, my first job, I quit. I went back to school and I took some time off to become a mom. So even though the number of years is like over 40, I say it's about 35 years that I've been in the field.
Very nice. Yeah, nice to know you a little bit. What are your personal interests?
I have a lot of interests. First of all, I probably in response to your next question, I have lived in Massachusetts 9 years now. My adult daughter settled in this area because of her job and kept asking me to move out to be close to her. So I moved here, and I had to give up some of the interests that I had wherever I was living, but I've acquired new ones. I work out religiously. I really enjoy that. I do strength training because I just want to stay flexible and strong and have good balance as I age. I also love to garden. I love to cook. I belong to a few book clubs that are now getting back into person to person, thank goodness.
Oh, isn't that nice? Yeah.
And volunteer sometimes at the senior center. I'm pretty busy, and also small groups at church. So it's been I have a lot of interest, even things that I don't do that I'm still interested in, like cross country skiing. And
Oh, wow.
yeah, but I love taking care of my grandson. He's now 5. That's one of the reasons that I stopped being involved in the profession when he was born 5 years ago. I kind of took a back seat so I could spend time helping with him.
Oh,
But
nice.
now he's in school in kindergarten, so I'm getting back into it more.
Oh, great, great. Wow, that's really wonderful to have such a great personal interest, right?
Yes.
So, you're very passionate about things in general, and I know that you have some professional passions. What would they be?
I'm profession. I am professionally passionate about the field in general. I have, again, been very lucky to find a field that clicks with how I think. And I think a lot of people go through life and have jobs and never find that sense of satisfaction. But once I was exposed to records management, and as I learned so much through ARMA over the years, I realized that it is so important to organizations to do something with their records and information. So I'm passionate about getting that message across, how much better they can operate, how much more productive the employees can be. A second thing that I'm passionate about, and it's tied to this, is encouraging people in the field to learn what the field really consists of, because it's way more than retention. And a lot of people in the field, even though they're doing a dynamite job, they don't realize all the avenues that they can step into and assist their organizations in, such as, acquisition of technology pertaining to records, mergers and acquisitions, developing some sort of organizing architecture for information so people can find it, and so on and so forth. So I'm passionate about trying to get that message across, that people expose themselves to the various areas. There are so many ways that we as records managers can assist organizations to operate better.
Yes, agreed. I find you've done a lot of research and you've done a lot of educating, and that shows that there's such a passion for that field. And when I hear you speak, I can hear that in you.
Thank you.
And then, so when you started, there was no ARMA chapter in, you said Salt Lake.
Yes.
And I'm wondering why you were interested in joining to begin with. What was the reason that you joined ARMA?
Well, when I stepped into that job, it was a very unusual position. And to this day, I am extremely grateful for the opportunity, the things that I was told that I was responsible for. So in addition to records management, I was responsible for calibration of equipment, for what's called document control based on principles of configuration management, for auditing, quality auditing. And I tried calling companies to find out what a records manager should be doing in those arenas, and there was no advice anyplace. It didn't seem to be the thing. So I reached out through ARMA International, and they put me in touch with people in Salt Lake. And that was how that happened. And actually, I was on the forming board of that chapter, the chartering board of the chapter. So that's what led me to that, seeking help in some capacity and not getting it in many ways, forcing me to think, well, what can I do? And then you have to develop something because people are relying on you to do that. And they think you know what you're doing, and you're really like guessing at that point and hoping that it works,
Right.
But ARMA, I attribute my knowledge of the field greatly to ARMA International, and all of the conferences, the literature, the resources that are available. I've told people over the years, and then the networking. I've said that the people in ARMA that have become friends. Professional colleagues have become friends. One of the things I think that has kept me in the field all these years is people are so nice and they're willing to help. And even if you don't know somebody, if they're working in the same industry, you can pick up the phone and call and they'll talk to you. There's not that competitive, I'm not going to let you know what I know, like there is in some fields. People in our field tend to be more willing to assist others. And I've really liked that about the field.
I agree.
Your question?
Yes. Thank you so much for taking time. I hope that a lot of folks are able to connect with you and become friends with you as well. I know that we really hit it off when we first met in person, so I'm glad for that. Do you have contact information that you'd like to give?
I have my contact information. Let me think about that. You mean for people in the New England chapter?
Yes, to reach out to you.
Okay, yes, they can contact me at my email account.
Okay.
And
that's the best way?
Probably the best way, yeah, because I get so many spam phone calls. I might not pick up if somebody calls me. But if they contact me via email, I would be happy then to respond with a phone call.
Great. Thank you. Well, I hope you have a wonderful day. Take
Thank
care.
you. Thank you, Heidi, so much.